So this is 4.2 part 2. Okay, now we're getting into more complicated word problems with rates of change. Simon rents a car with a gas tank full. The odometer, so that's how much the car has traveled, registers 31,720 kilometers. He used it for 5 days. When the car was returned, the odometer reading was 32,421 kilometers, and it needed 63 liters to fill up. The cost of renting the car was $96 plus gas, which cost 90 cents a liter. Okay, so that's a lot of information. So now we have to answer each of these questions. So we don't need all this information for every question. So it says, determine the rate of gas consumption for the car. So here they want to know gas consumption. So we know that it was 63 liters. Okay, that's how much gas it used. And now we need to know how far it went. So we have 2 different kilometer readings. Okay, we have, this is our first reading. So this can be Y1, and this is our second reading. This is going to be Y2. So we want to know kilometers per liter, which would be gas consumption. For our liters, they didn't give us, he was at, 20 liters when he started and 30 liters when he came back. They gave us a change of how many liters it needed to fill up. So that means that they're already telling us the change in X. And for this top one, we need to do Y2 minus Y1 to find out the change in kilometers. So our kilometers, we had 32421 minus 31720, and we had 63 liters. So 32421 minus 31720 gives you 701 over 63. And then if you divide 701, you get 11.13 kilometers per liter. So that's the gas consumption for the car. Determine the average rate of travel per day. Okay, so for travel per day, it would be kilometers over days. Well, for kilometers, we just calculated our change in kilometers up here. It was 701. So this one, we want the change in Y over the change in X. So here we know it's 701, and we have to look at how many days. It says here you used it for 5 days. Okay, 5 days. So that means this is 5. Number of days is 5. So this is kilometers, and this is days. So if you divide that, you get 140.2 kilometer per day. If you hadn't done this question first, then you would have taken these 2 kilometer readings and put it right here. Determine the cost of renting the car per day. All right, so for cost, we know that it costs $96 plus gas, and the gas is 90 cents per liter. So we need to figure out how much the total cost was. So for gas, if it's 90 cents a liter, if we want to put that in dollars, that's $0.9. And then we use 63 liters. So it cost, plus, so that's how much it was for gas. Okay, plus we also have a base cost of $96. So if you add that all up, you get $152.7 total. Now we have dollars over number of days because we want to know the cost of renting a car per day. So our total is 152.7, and we rented the car for 5 days. So that becomes $30.54 per day. All right, next question. Pearl was hired by Crescent Beach Publishing to type the manuscript for a mathematics book. She starts work at 8 a.m. So here's our first piece of information. Took an hour for lunch and finished at 5 p.m. Her pay for typing 25 pages to the end of page 40 was $180. Determine Pearl's rate of pay in dollars per hour. So, first of all, we need to figure out how many hours she worked. So if she worked from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., that's 9 hours of work, and then minus a 1 hour lunch. So that's 8 hours of work. Okay, so she worked 8 hours total. So she was paid $180, so dollars per hour. So we have 180 over, $180 over 8 hours. So she makes $22.50 per hour. Determine Pearl's typing rate in pages per hour. Okay, so it says she was paid for typing page 25 to the end of page 40. So we need to first figure out how many pages. So we're going to do 40 pages minus 24, not minus 25 because it said she typed page 25. So only minus 24 because that's how many were typed before she started. So that's 16 pages. So she typed 16 pages that day. Pages per hour. So she's typed 16 pages and she worked 8 hours. So 2 pages per hour. And determine Pearl's rate of pay in dollars per page. So dollars per page. We know that she made $180 and she typed 16 pages, we just calculated. So she's getting $11.25 per page. Okay, so that's the end of this section. So you can go to page 167, starting there and continuing on 168, and do number 15 to 19. And that's it for this section.